In this video, we are going to be going over the amplification system, and I'm going to be giving you a bunch of tips and tricks on how you should be prioritizing the amp system to get your T11 soldier ants as fast as possible. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, join our Discord, and also follow us on Instagram so you always have the support that you need to really enhance your account and get yourself to the next level. Also, if you stick around until the end of the video, I'm going to show you how you can save a lot of money when you make in-game purchases by getting some amazing cashbacks each time you purchase anything. Hello everyone and welcome to another video of the Sky channel. So this video, as I mentioned before, is suggestions on the amplification system that was released recently. I want to give a big shout out to Saul because a lot of the suggestions are coming from him. Alright, so first thing first, I know everyone's excited about the Assault Soldier Ants evolution tree and you want to maximize that evolution. You probably already know that as you proceed in the tree, you can see that the requirement is evolution fungi amp level, right? And as you keep moving down, you'll notice that the only real requirement for these evolutions is the evolution fungi amp level. You don't see any other amp level requirements. For example, let's say shooter ant nest amplification level or carrier ant nest amplification level. You don't even see a queen amplification level requirement. What that really means is that the only thing that you should be prioritizing is the evolution fungi amplification level, because as you level that up further, you can get your evolution tree to higher levels. Now you must be wondering, well, to get the amplification level of the evolution fungi, you do need to level up the amplification level of the queen anyway. And that's absolutely right. You will definitely have to get the queen leveled up to certain levels for you to actually proceed with the evolution fungi amplification level. However, I'd recommend that you do follow the amplification of the evolution fungi as opposed to following the amplification of the queen, because you could end up with, let's say, a level 6 amplification of your queen, but your evolution fungi is stuck at level 0 and you don't have any more amp crystals to use to upgrade it, and then all of your assault, soldier, and evolutions are stuck because they cannot proceed because your evolution fungi is not leveled up. So follow the evolution fungi amplification, and that's going to force you to upgrade the queen and a bunch of other buildings anyway, because the queen needs certain buildings upgraded for the queen to be upgraded as well. Now, as far as I know, the queen requires shooter, guardian, carrier ant nests, and special ant nests to be upgraded. It probably never asks you to upgrade the insect habitat. Now, I don't know if it does it later down the road, but essentially what I'm trying to get at is that there's a chance you may not have to upgrade the insect habitat or any of the other buildings that have amplification unlocked, and given that, you really should never waste any of your amp crystals upgrading unnecessary buildings while you're in the chase for T11. Amp crystals are rare, save them for the stuff that you need to upgrade to get your T11 soldier ants. If, for example, you never need to upgrade the insect habitat to get your queen to level 10 amplification and to get your evolution fungi to level 10 amplification, the insect habitat should never be upgraded at all until you get your T11. After you have your T11, you can chase all of these buffs for sure. But before that, focus your amp crystals on this stuff that you really need to do. In other words, follow the evolution fungi, which will force you to follow the queen, and the queen will tell you what you should be upgrading. Don't go anywhere else and be like, oh yeah, this amplification is giving good buffs, let me get that quickly. No, wait things out. Follow the evolution fungi, which will make you follow the queen, and then whatever the queen wants you to upgrade that, and then move back to the evolution fungi, because that should be the primary focus. You want to get that to higher levels. Now, you definitely want to try to make sure you're maximizing on the different places where you can get amp crystals and amp crystal fragments for free. For example, there's the strongest Warzone. You get a bunch of amp crystals by getting the 9 shells. Try your best to get 9 shells wherever you can. At the same time, there's active rewards, which is giving you a bunch of amp crystals. You want to make sure you are getting this every day as well. And then, of course, there's the mines, which allows you to purchase a bunch of amp crystals. Make sure you're maxing this out as well every single week. Essentially, anywhere you see amp crystals or amp crystal fragments being offered for free, do make sure you get them. They're like the new gold. You don't want to be missing out on them. You could also decide to purchase them if you do have the budget for it, like these 100 amp crystals or 250 amp crystal fragments. They're good deals, in my opinion. Something worth purchasing if you have the funding for that. Now, amp crystal conversions. Now here, Soul recommended that you'll probably have a bunch more amp crystals than amp crystal fragments, so it does make sense for you to do these conversions. However, I'm going to be a little bit more risk averse here. I'm going to say that this conversion can be done at any given time. There's no rush for you to get these amp crystal fragments ASAP. You still have to get your evolution fungi to amp level 3 or 4 or 5. You can hold the thought of converting amp crystals for a future day. You see, you'll still be getting the 9 shells using your creature remains, quite likely, so it's not like you're going to really be missing out on any of the amp crystal fragments by not converting these quicker. And you will still be getting a bunch of fragments, so you'll still be proceeding in this tree a little bit slower, of course, but down the road, you're going to figure out that, you know what, I have gotten, let's say, my evolution fungi amplification level 5, but I'm still stuck on this tree. This probably is a sign that I have a lot more amp crystals than amp crystal fragments. At that point, there's no risk, and you can start converting some and trying to catch up your Assault Soul Giant evolution tree. And you know what? If you're still getting 9 shells on any given day, you could get thousands of amp crystal fragments used on a single evolution day and perhaps shoot for MVP. You're not really losing anything by holding on the conversions until you can be completely certain that in your case, you're having more amp crystals than amp crystal fragments. Now, Soul has definitely reached much further than I have, so he has probably figured out that for him, amp crystals are much easier to get than amp crystal fragments. Once you reach that point and you're sure as well, go ahead. But remember, there's a balance. You don't want to end up using all your amp crystals and have nothing left for your building upgrades, especially if you're still struggling to get the next evolution fungi amplification level unlocked so that you can continue going down this path without having too many delays. Now, this is definitely your biggest target. You want to unlock Assault Shooter Ants, Assault Guardian Ants, and Assault Carrier Ants. That's pretty much the first target you should be shooting for. It does require the evolution tree to have reached a pretty deep level. It's somewhere in the middle of the tree in my opinion, but it also requires evolution fungi amp level 10, which obviously would require the queen to be amp level 10 as well. So there is going to be a bit of cost to it. However, anything that's not getting you closer to the Assault Soul Giants is something you shouldn't be focusing on. This should be your biggest target, and getting it should be your top priority. And that's pretty much all I have for this video. A bunch of advice for you to make sure you don't start upgrading the wrong buildings that are never going to be used for the sprint towards the T11 Soul Giants. And a few other quick tips to make sure that you're on the right track. Again, a big thank you to Soul. A lot of the tips are coming from him, so give him a thank you as well. And before you go, I want you to know you can save a lot of money in the Ants Underground Kingdom using Aptoid with my promo code, which is SKY9 until early October. If you're watching this video after October, join our Discord and ask me what the latest promo code is there, as I do keep that fairly updated. Do keep in mind that there's certain changes you probably need to add the promo code at checkout as well as having it in the Aptoid wallet, if of course you see the option to add it. If not, no problem. The other thing is that you can only use my promo code 5 times every 30 days, which means you want to use it for the largest purchases. You don't want to end up using the 5% bonus on $5 packs. Just buy the $100 Antcoin packs, and then you can use those Antcoins to buy any smaller $5 packs, and you'd still get the $100 bonus. If you have any questions, join our Discord and I'd be happy to guide you there as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.